When they hired me, the funny thing about it was my principal and the superintendent looked me in the eye before they hired me and made me promise I wouldn't do a musical. And I looked them back in the eye and said, okay.
Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a ball of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Don't tell me not to fly, I simply got to. If someone takes a spill, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'll march my band out, I'll beat my drum, and if I'm found out, your turn at bat, sir. At least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. I guess I didn't make it, but whether I'm the rose of sheer perfection or freckle on the nose.
I said, okay, I didn't think I was going to do a musical. Why would I think that? But when I started to try to think of something to do, I had, say, 40 kids that I loved that wanted to work with me. I didn't want them all to have to, they wanted to be on stage. What else can you do to get 40 or 50 kids in something but do a musical? And I thought, they won't notice. I'll just go ahead and do it and they won't notice. And that's basically how I kind of got my start. They were not real happy when they discovered it was what I was doing, but at that point I was too far into it for them to get out. But Mr. Williams, my first principal, never let me forget that. He never let me forget that. And we were on the bond issue for this building. And, well, not this building, but the building we started in. And it passed. And the superintendent said to me, this is the first time since I've been here, it's Mr. Pierce. He was very soft-spoken, and I listened when he talked. He said, I don't think we've ever built a structure for a program already in existence. I think we've always built a structure hoping we would have a program that would build into that. He said, but I feel like you guys are the first ones that had it, and we're just giving you a place to move. He said then something that I can't believe he said, make sure you use it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, we can do that. Ropes and things, and he said, make sure it's a smaller theater, that it's not a huge monster theater, so that you'll have, people can feel close to the stage. He said, you'll have to do more performances, but that'll be good for the kids. And then he went on to tell me, what curtains to ask for, what lights to work, what kind of floor to ask for. And he guided me through that. But that architect stayed right with me. His name was Lammers. The only thing he said that he wanted to do himself, he wanted to make sure the orchestra pit was deep enough that you didn't look at the top of the conductor's head. And that was the one thing he told me he insisted on. And I said, well, that's fine. And I insisted on having an orchestra pit because we before had the orchestra out in front, sitting on the floor and pulling out the seats and stuff. But yeah, they gave me a lot of say. And then when it actually happened and we actually moved over here, it was like, I couldn't believe that the community had done that for all of us, for our kids. What I started with, and the reason I did Annie Get Your Gun is because I'd done it in high school. So why do something you don't know anything about? So I chose that. But I used to say this, and I said it for years, and y'all probably heard me say it before. I used to say the program should read, directed by Sonia Angelo, redirected by John Martin, because he would come up every year, as you can recall, and I'd say, Mr. Martin, you got to help me here. I don't know what I'm doing. and he would come in. But the thing he was so wonderful at, and y'all remember this, is making every kid and even the little chorus member on the side feel like they were the most important thing in the show. And they were, in my mind too, every person. And that's what now I tell the kids, and it actually shocks them sometimes, because I think we tell the kids a lot that it's all about them and they're the most important thing in our lives. Parents do that. We think we're doing the right thing, and I guess we are. But one thing I've had to tell the kids in the last 10 or 15 years, this show is not about you. It's about every one of us and every piece to the puzzle. And that's what I think has been my talent, is finding the right people for my kids to get the expertise from that particular person to help them do the best they can do, things that I can't possibly do. A year with me or done a show with me, but then you have these that have gone into the field and become teachers and have given their life to this. Steve and Carrie, I have to say, of course, they started and probably know me better than anybody in the world, and we've kind of gotten, Carrie is just the most unbelievable human being in the world. I would like to say when I grew up, I'd like to be just like her. She has this wonderful, deep love of teaching and working with people and getting the best from them. And she does it in such a quiet way that's completely opposite of my personality. And she knows, we know each other so well that when I'm working with her, it's like another part of me sitting next to me. And she knows when to speak up and when not to say something, because she knows I'm old, and if I don't finish my train of thought, I'm going to forget it. Carrie has that wonderful touch. She's the glue that holds, we're all different. But Carrie accepts all our differences, and she can always see the best. And it's so helpful because she's the one that keeps me on target and keeps me going. It's opposite of me, which I love. He's so laid back. I'm so, like this. And he'll tell me sometimes, take a breath. Take a breath. And the kids get real nervous because I'll say, somebody get Steve for me, and Steve takes his time. He might do something on purpose to keep them coming out here when I ask for it. But it's good for them to see that just because I'm scared and nervous about something doesn't necessarily make the whole world scared and nervous about something. So he's kind of a great opposite for all of us. He kind of just keeps calm. But if Steve ever gets mad, I listen. I'm not going to do anything that Steve doesn't want me to do. I respect him too much. And Kelly fits in there in a completely different way, those three. But it's not only that. You look, and all of a sudden, like last year, I just sat in the audience, and being older and emotional, I had Brent Macbeth, I had Janine, I had Chad, I had Andrea, I had Angie. When I looked up on the stage and they were all working together on that dime number, and they're communicating, and each of them has a different expertise, and they're laughing and they're having fun, and the kids are seeing them have fun, and they all know each other real well, and they know which buttons to push, and they have their own little private jokes going on, and they're having a ball, and I'm just sitting back watching it. I am so proud. But the promise I always make to the cast is, I will not let you be bad. I will not let you embarrass yourself. You know, they do have to trust me. They have to trust me that nobody's going to laugh at them. And if I think it's going to happen, I won't ever let it happen. You can trust me. I'm going to take care of you. And that's the way we all feel. And so when you go on stage, you know that the group of directors, we've taken care of you. You don't have to worry about anything but doing your part. I promised the guys, if you'll remember, I will not let them look effeminate. Even if the choreographers think that's a great step, it might be professional. But as a high school guy, you have to be secure in the fact that Miss Angelo and Miss Regan and nobody's going to let you look foolish. And we're going to take care of you on that. The choreographer I have is my kid now, you know, and so I'll say to them, Janine, they're feeling really awkward on this. Could we just change this one step? Or Chad, this, you can do this and look good, but we're not pulling this off very well. And I might let them try it a little bit to see, but they know I'm going to take care of them. They know that Carrie will take care of them, that we all are. That's the miracle of our program. And I think the miracle of our program, I love the public school system. I have to say that. I really love the public school system. I wouldn't want to teach in a private school. I don't want to teach at the college level. I want the high school public school system. The reason being, there's every kind of kid in the world in this school. And they come from every different kind of home or situation. And in high school, you have all these groups of kids that are together. But in our group, we're all together. And he said, you know, that lady might have them now, but next year it's going to be different. She's not going to have them. They're going to be ours. They're not going to be able to do this next year when I get in charge of all this. And Jim Watson looked at him and he said, she has something you don't have. And he went, what? She has girls. It's the one thing in high school that we can all work together. We're way beyond what I ever expected, starting out with about 30 or 40 kids to over 275 kids last year that were on the stage. That doesn't count who was in the pit. That doesn't count who was back there or who was back there. On the stage. And you know, when I got into this program, the two things that I promised myself is, one, because I was poor in life, I didn't want to have a program that any kid couldn't be in because they didn't have the money. That would break my heart. Because almost everything you're in now, whether it's, I'm not going to name things, but anything in the school, if you don't have at least $1,000 as a parent to put in on that, your kid can't do that. I want to make sure They said one time to me, you have to charge each one of your kids $20 for being extracurricular activities. I said, I won't do it. They said, you have to. I said, I won't do it. I'll close the program before I do it. Because I know in my mind, the way I grew up, that if somebody had told me that the only way I could be in theater was to have a certain amount of money, I would have pretended I didn't want to be in theater. I would never have asked my mom and dad for something they didn't have. I would just pretended I didn't want to do it. That was important. And the other thing that's important that I think I have to keep fighting for, because this program's so large, is that the only thing you have to promise me is that you're willing to work hard. You can be a part, and I'll find a place for you on stage at least once. You don't have to try out for this program and not get accepted. Everything in school you have to try out for and either make or not make. I wanted something that every kid that wanted to work hard and be part of something could be part of it. Just this big old, like I tell the kids, it's like a big present with a bow on their head. If I see you walk in and you give me one comment and the kids get to know you, I'm so proud of you. You know, you're mine. You belong to me, and you will always belong to me, and that's the way I feel about my kids. And when I come back every year, I feel like, oh my gosh, I see all my old friends that I worked with last year. But then I look at all those faces and I think, oh, here are my new friends. These are going to be my new friends. These are going to be the people that are going to get me through all this. Because you know, and you know, that I couldn't do anything without my kids. I know our lives have touched each other, and you talk about me and the program, but y'all done as much for me. I've learned as much from you. And every kid that's come through here that y'all have from me. So I'm most proud of, I think of all the kids and what their lives are and what kind of adults they've become. I'm proud of the work we do. I think it's unusual. I might be wrong, but I think we have an unusual program. I think it's filled with love, and I think I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what we're able to accomplish as a group. We're not going for professional actors here. You know, a lot of people, I remember Kelly was so cute, he came, Nelson. He said, you know, Ms. Angel, the one thing I really wish that you had taught me when I was in high school that would have helped me so much in college is that we had done more Shakespeare. And I said, well, Kelly, let me tell you something. I wasn't doing this program for you. And out of all the kids I taught, the whole time you were in high school, maybe 2 or 3 of you went in theater. I taught this program to teach. Theater is a tool for me to teach the life lessons. It's not the end result. And I think that's the way I approach it. It's a tool to teach those things that will help you have a more successful life. And that's what I wish could keep going. But I'm not going to hold anybody to it. I mean, this will be 47 maybe, I don't know, 40 something. That's a long time. And if it stopped tomorrow, the effects of this program would be going on through you guys forever. And like I said, I will love you forever. Y'all are the most valuable thing to me.